Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Miniature Sebastian. With the release of the Black Templars supplements, Games Workshop released 2 miniatures, and I have one of them. This is the Crusader Ancient for the Black Templars, and today I want to go ahead and build him, but not with this. I want to build him with Captain Centos. Now, this stems from a photo that I saw on Reddit about a week or 2 ago now, and I have to make this miniature. It looks so nice. I love the Firstborn armor set in Primaris size. I think Games Workshop should do this for the Primaris Marines, but we won't talk about it. I love the armor set. I love the photo. I think it looks really good, and I knew it's something I need to make for myself. So I think we should go ahead and do it. Okay, so like I mentioned, this is something I saw on Reddit, and you know what? It stuck out to me. I was like, that is a cool kit conversion. That's what I want to do. I know some people are going to say it's sacrilege, you know, opening or heresy, opening a commemorative series miniature. But look, for me, this is what the hobby's about. It's about opening these boxes and building these miniatures in any way you want. And seeing that photo, I was just like, yeah, that's something I've got to do. So for the first few little bits, I was trying to figure out what I want, what bits I want to take from the actual chapter Ancient, or what I want to take from Captain Centos. In the end, I just decided, look, I'm just going to use the body from the Captain Centos and put a sword, and use the originally was going to use the helmet from Captain Centos, but I end up changing my mind later on, and I end up explaining why. Okay, so this is how the Crusader Ancient is currently looking with Captain Centos' body. I like how it looks. I do like the body on Captain Centaur. That's not the flag, but it's not properly glued in yet, because it allows me to be able to paint the pauldron and also the arm as well. But yeah, he's looking really good. I swapped out his bolt gun for a sword, because as this is meant to be the Crusader Ancient, he's got a power sword, so it makes sense to give him the power sword. Yeah, he's still got the power fist, but maybe it's just how this guy rolls. Maybe he's just got a power fist and a sword. Who knows? But yeah, God, he's looking really good. And as for the actual Crusader miniature itself, this is how he is looking. He has Captain Centaur's gun and power pack. And you know what? He looks pretty cool as well. So I'll probably end up running this guy as a captain, maybe. But that's not the focus of today's video. We've still got 2 miniatures out of it, so that's not too bad. But yeah, so with this guy here, the next thing I want to do is do a primer coat on him. So I think we should get on with that next. When it comes to the base coat, I like to use Corvus Black. This is a airbrush paint from Citadel. If you guys have watched my how to paint Black Templars, you can watch in the right top corner. You know I love this paint. Now, you don't have to use an airbrush. You can just use a normal acrylic paint, but I find this goes so much nicer than that. I do believe Colourforge make a spray version, so that might be your better option. As this is only a base coat, I'm not too fussed about making it neat and tidy. Paint will go where paint wants to go. As long as it is on the miniature, I don't care where it goes. Obviously, still trying to be mindful of not putting too much on, because then you end up losing the details on the miniature. Now, airbrush paint is so thin, it covers the model, but it still gives you that nice detail that you're looking for, especially with Games Workshop. I am trying something that I don't usually do on my Black Templars. I am doing a dry brush in Astra Militarum Grey. Decided to do this as it will act as edge highlighting. Now, edge highlighting isn't for me. I've tried it. It's not my favorite. I hate doing it. But I found dry brushing this actually works really, really well. So highly recommend giving this a go. And if it doesn't work out, then you just respray over it and start again. And then after doing the dry brush of Ashton Tartan Grey, I am now putting it on Black Templars contrast paint. I bought this paint absolute yonks ago and never ever used it. And I thought this would be a good time to use it. Looking at the miniature now in my hands, it actually looks quite nice. Now, to try and find the dry brush, you really got to look for it. But once you see it, you can see it. Comparing it to my other Black Templars, you can see a difference, and I think it worked really, really well. So I think from here on out, this will now be the recipe for my Black Templars. So moving on to the shoulder pads, I'm using Corn Red. I love Corn Red. It's such a lovely color. It's not dark, it's not too bright. It just looks really, really nice. Now for my Black Templars, I have recently, since I've gotten the Codex or the supplements book, all of my Black Templars with swords and chainswords will have red trim on the shoulder guards because they're close combat. This guy here, he's a close combat veteran, or even a sword veteran, sword brother veteran, sorry. So he's going to have the red shoulder pads on the end. And it also just means that I don't have to go and paint these separately. Okay, so now moving on to the chest Aquila. Now, I used to paint these in gold. I don't paint them in gold anymore. For these, I use Raycar Flesh. I prefer it. It looks a lot nicer than the gold because everyone's got gold on their miniatures, but I think the Raycar Flesh looks really, really good. So yeah, for that, they're literally Raycar Flesh on a brush, and I used Raycar Flesh as well for the little skulls on the pauldrons as well. Okay, so I just wanted to pop in and talk about the next stages of this. The next bits I want to be doing is sort of the metallic, silvery, gold stuff. So let's start off with the sword. So for the sword, I want to use some lead belcher or bleacher airbrush paint, but this is going to be a bit too light for the sword. So I want to darken it up slightly. So for that, I'm probably going to throw in a bit of Black Legion. Just to try and darken it up, and that also goes for the silver parts on the miniature, so like these little wired tubes, the tubes under the arm, and also the chains as well. This is meant to be a centerpiece miniature for myself, so I want to do it properly. I want to make it look decent. And also, if I don't like it, I can always add a bit more lead belcher to my paintbrush and go over these bits. So I think that's the next stage. So let's break out the airbrush again and start doing the sword. Again, if you're following at home, for the colour, it is 20 drops of Abaddon Black contrast paint to 10 drops of lead bleacher airbrush paint. Just using the airbrush to mix this up ever so slightly, but I do end up getting one of the pipettes and spinning it and trying to mix it together. So here I am putting it on the sword. I was very happy with how it came out. It dries slightly lighter than how it went on, but the end result looked amazing. It's got that sort of dark steel to it, and the same thing on all of the tubes and pipes on the miniature. To be honest, I was quite shocked at how well the results were. Now going on to the other parts of the sword, this was just done in a Hobolite Gold. I've spoken highly about Hobolite Gold too many times, so I'm not going to bore you guys with it. But yeah, the hilt of the sword done in Hobolite Gold, and then a wash of my custom wash over it. Come out really, really nicely. There's not much else to say really. Anything on the miniature that is gold will be done in Hobolite Gold. So up next was the capes, cloths and drapes of the miniature. Now all these are done in Corn Red. I quite like Corn Red for the capes and loincloths. I did try it in purple once, just don't think it was the sort of colour that I was after. But Corn Red absolute perfect for capes and loincloths and purity seals as well. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've changed / added a few things. So let me first start off with the head. I've changed the noggin out for what was originally on this guy here. So this head is originally from the Ancient Crusader. It's meant to be a Crusader Ancient. They're meant to have the ancient artifacts from the Crusade, and this helmet I think looks 100 times better on the miniature. I just felt like this helmet wasn't doing it for the miniature. I mean, it looks really good on this one. This is now going to be a sort of proxy captain, proxy character for any person I don't have. And I think that helmet looks a lot better on this guy. I've also gone ahead and I have added, I'm not sure you can be able to see it, some candles to the back. I felt like the miniature needed something added to it. I was looking at it last night and I was thinking, it doesn't look right. Something's missing from it. So I've added on some candles. I've also added on this tilt shield as well, which I plan on doing a nice little design on, if I'm talented. But yeah, I'm liking how he's looking so far. The sword looks really nice, especially in the darkened lead belcher. So yeah, he's looking good. He's looking fairly decent. The next thing I want to do is I want to work on the cape. I think that's the next thing I want to do. Like I said, for the cape, nothing special, just a bit of corn red on the outside of the cape. As for the inside of the cape, again, it's Raycar Flesh. Those are my two go-to paints for inner and outers of capes. Okay, so moving on to the banner for the Ancient. This is something that I didn't really know what I wanted to do. This is the main part of the model, so I wanted it to look good. I wanted it to stand out. Originally I wanted to do it in yellow and red. I then changed my mind from red to red and white, then to white, then to red, and then just yellow. But I ended up sticking with just the red. I thought, let's just go just for the box art. Let's just do what it says in the box art, because in that case we can't exactly go wrong if we're following something somebody's already made. Okay, so now moving on to the parchment of the banner. Again, just using Raycar Flesh or Racar Flesh, and then a wash of my personal concoction over the top of it. I find gives it a nice little look. I am planning on experimenting with other colours for parchment, but for now Raycar Flesh does exactly what I need it to do. Okay, so just want to do a little bit of where we are currently at. Here is where we are with the Ancient. So as for the white line on the shield, I didn't record myself doing that purely for the fact that it was one of those things I wanted to focus on, concentrate on. I wasn't sure if I wanted to have a white line or whatnot, but I think it's come out all right. I'm not a freehand painter by any means necessary, but I want to do some little chip effects on the side here, and for that I'm going to show you how I do it. Literally a little bit of a washing up sponge. That's all you really need. Get that, plonk it in your tweezers or whatever you are using. For me, just some normal tweezers, and then just get a little bit on from your paint pot, put it on there like that, and then just dab it on either your wet palette or whatnot. You want to try and get sort of most of it off, but not all of it, because if you put too much on, it won't look right. So I'm going to keep doing that until I am happy. And so here we are. This I think should be enough for what I want. And then I'm literally just gonna plop it on in little bits around the edge of the white. Okay, and here we have it. So just gone back over with the paintbrush, done a little bit of touch up on the white and also on the metal bits as well of the shield. So the next thing I want to be doing is I want to use some transfers for the center bit of this. Now I could freehand it, but I'm not very good at freehanding Black Templar decals. So I'm gonna end up using the decals from the Black Templars transfer sheet. I've got 3 sheets here actually, and I'm probably just gonna end up using, which ones am I gonna be using? Probably these little ones here. I think they will fit on the white strip nicely. Here are the transfers. The transfers are on there. Now I didn't record myself putting the transfers on just because I hate putting transfers. I hate doing transfers. They're not my cup of tea, but I think they went on quite nicely. Now I didn't use the transfers that I said I was going to use. I went for some slightly smaller ones just because they fit on there a lot nicer. But yeah, I'm really liking them. I think he's really cool looking. Now next thing I need to do is I need to do the custom wash that I've got on the on the shield, and the little tabard bit as well. Okay, so the next bit I want to do some hazard stripes on his gauntlet. So on Captain Santos's box art, he has hazard stripes on his gauntlet, and now that's something I want to try and do, replicate. I just think it would look really cool to have a bit more color than just reds and blacks and tans and golds. I think it will add a bit more character to it, and after that I think that will pretty much be him done. I want to do the base. The base is just going to be something really simple, nothing too detailed. So yeah, let's get on with that. Okay, so for the yellow I'm using Avalanche Sunset by Citadel, and I have actually put some thinner in the paint pot itself. This actually allows the yellow to flow onto the miniature and through the brush much better than what it would do if it was straight from the pot. So I'm quite happy with how it came out on the gauntlet itself. And then after doing the yellow, I end up doing the actual black stripes. That is just done in Corvus Black, so it matches with the gauntlet and doesn't look too out of place if it was just Abaddon Black. And then with the base, nothing special for the base, literally just some Steel Legion drab, and then for the stone, some Mechanica Standard Grey, and then for all of these shell casings, that is just done in Hobbleite Gold, and then some of the pigment fix straight after as well, as I normally do. Okay, and that is him finally done. I'm really happy with how he come out, like really happy with how he come out. I definitely think changing the helmet over was a really good idea, and just yeah. What would I change about it? I mean, the gauntlet I'll probably end up changing if I had to redo it, but the hazard stripes in it, that come out really nicely. Even the shield come out really good. I was very dubious about doing that. Yeah, I think he's an awesome model, an awesome sculpt, and I'm glad that I was able to put him together. Now, yeah, it probably was a bit sacrilege using a commemorative series miniature, but you know what? It's my miniatures. I can do what I want. But yeah, all in all, very happy, and he'll make a good addition to my Black Templars collection. But that is going to be it for today. One thing I do want to say is I am working on a project. This is a Imperial Knight. I'm going to leave it at that. The next video, I believe, will be to do with that. But yeah, I'm ecstatic about it. But anyway, if you guys did enjoy, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, go and follow my TikTok. I post everything that I paint on my TikTok in short formatted videos. So if you want to watch that, link for that will be in the description below. But anyway, enjoy painting, enjoy the hobby, and I'll see you guys later.